welcome to the next leap of collaboration. I'm Linda Nyberg and I will be your hostess and navigate you through this session. This is a live broadcast and we are at Ottar, ABB Sweden's iconic headquarters in Västerås. In this fast-moving program today, we have a lot of interesting topics that we will discuss. But we will strongly emphasize, I think, the importance of an ecosystem and how we together can use these forces to handle challenges and opportunities on a global scale. When we finished here, there will be breakout sessions, so I advise you already now to check on the screen where you can sign up for a breakout session. There'll be parallel tracks, so you have to pick one. But before we start, I would also like you to check the Mentimeter, because we would like to know who you are watching and where you come from. So you can actually, with the Mentimeter, tap in your name, your country, and company. And there is a QR code that you can see on the screen that you can use. But I suggest also that you use the code you got from your phone for Menti. And you will get the code now as well. So it's 664-7053. And we're looking forward to see how many of you who are with us today and where you're from. But now, the two hosts for today are with me in the studio. So Dennis Helfridsson and Peter Löfgren, welcome.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
I said, Dennis, we are at Ottar, ABB Sweden. You're the country managing director. Can you explain why are we here today?
Yeah, but first of all, I would like to thank you for being here today. I think you're an excellent moderator, and I know you're going to run through this program in a great way. But back to the question. Well, partnership and sustainability is the future. In this rapid changing world where technology takes leaps and the need for sustainable solution, we are firm believers in that collaboration is the key. Smart companies and smart people collaborate in ecosystems. ABB is committed to be the front runner in the future sustainable industry, and we do this together. We do it in collaboration. We want to write the future and shape it together with our customers, partners, collaborators, but not least with innovative startups.
Innovative startups, I think, Peter, that's what you're doing. You're the managing director for Cinelip, and this is a very successful growth hub. So tell us a little bit more about this.
4 years ago, when we inaugurated the Cinelip, we had a vision and a hypothesis that combining our strengths between ABB and startups, we will be stronger together. Not only us, also our customers. The challenge, though, was to get everyone on board, the culture, we need to change our way of working. So we took a bold approach. We opened up our largest R&D center, and we let the startups share the same innovation environment as us in ABB. And also we opened up the lab, the robotics lab, the energy lab, and industrial automation labs. To cut a long story short, everything more or less we have measured since then has grown exponentially. And now we are ready again on the doorstep to take the leap into the future. We think we can do even better together with all of you. So it's time for the next leap of collaboration, and we are really happy to take it today.
Collaboration seemed to be the key word for today. I mean, we heard both of you talking about that now, but ABB is a leading global engineering company. So why are you doing this, Dennis?
As you said, we are a large company, and we have the opportunity as well as the obligation to contribute to the society. Collaborating with startups creates value for us, our partners, and our customers. This is why we're happy today to celebrate this inauguration with Cinelip, because we have seen the collaboration they do with their teams, with others in their ecosystem, creates the value. And now more, the next leap we want to take into the future, the more companies and partners and people that see the value of an ecosystem, the more we can actually deliver in the export from Sweden, but also around the globe, and also create a better world in the future.
Fantastic. Okay, it's over. Program's over. That was great words, I think, because the future, we're talking a lot about the future, Peter.
Yeah, I think the key pillars are really innovation, speed, and value creation. And I think the challenge is to be fast enough, and that the ecosystem can provide. And so far we have collected 80 startups from 14 countries in 4 parts of the world, and we will also celebrate a very important milestone today. So this is what we are why we are doing it. We need to be fast, all of us.
And this is a fast-moving program, so I will see you again, Peter and Dennis. Thank you for now, and see you later.
Thank you.
But I have some really interesting guests now in the studio. Welcome, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I mean, when we talk about innovative forces, I know that the Ministry of Enterprise think these questions are really important. So you actually are an expert on startups, Marie, coming from the Ministry of Enterprise. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So if we look at the importance of this, why do you think it's so important to work with startups?
From the government's perspective, it's obvious that the startups, they are adding to the growth in job creation and export and the workers' force that attract both competence and investments to Sweden. The major benefit, however, the most important role of startups is really when they go together in clusters and start to create critical mass of startups tied together in clusters. Together they form the innovation ecosystem that drive the structure change of society. And when they engage with the existing industry, they have the potential to also evolve into the strategic partners and the strategic supply chain that current business need for the necessary structural transformation. The need of having this kind of innovation partners and potential seeds for future supply chains close to your current industry and not distributed all over the world have been amplified by the indirect consequences of the pandemic, where international travel and transportation have been disrupted. Many large corporations have, due to this, really increased their activities to secure that they have those critical partners and supply chains for innovation and production in the region. So startups and startup clusters are adding to society, not only through the direct value that they add, but also in the way that they contribute to innovation and future growth in existing industry.
Marie, I mean, you talk about also what it can contribute with for society in whole, in a way. So, Christer, I think that's a natural bridge over to you. Welcome, Christer.
Thank you.
And you're representing the region here. You're the operations manager at Region Västmanland. Do you agree with what Marie says? Is this the region's mission?
Yes, very much so. And I'd say that the region, we have two responsibilities in this county. It's one is to provide public health care, and I'm not going to talk about that today. And the other one is to support the regional development. And in that work, we have a strategy for sustainable growth, and we develop it and we lead the implementation of it together with a lot of different organizations in the county. And that strategy has a very strong focus on innovation. And I'd say that the conditions for innovation in this area are very good. Sweden often comes out very high in different international measurements. When you measure the innovation capacity, and when the European Commission do their ranking of the European regions.
Are you doing well then?
Yeah, we are doing very well.
Yeah.
We are. They point us out as a leading region in Europe, among with some others. So I say that it's very good conditions here, and we have a very well developed cooperation with our neighboring counties surrounding here in this area, the East Central Sweden, and in that work we work with smart specialization, the European initiative, and there we have focused on areas of strength and where we have certain abilities here in this region, and two of them are in smart industry and in future energy solutions, which are areas that are strongly connected to Cinelip's focus.
And I know you were one of the initiators to Cinelip as well 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So Mikael, now Christer is bragging a little bit about the region, I would say now, when saying, you're doing well in the ranking. You're head of ABB corporate research in Sweden. From the research perspective, why is it important to support and create a good environment for innovative startups?
I think it's very easy, but I think the need and innovation in R&D is getting more and more important because the world is going faster and faster. At the same time, we see a lot of opportunity in digitalization and sustainability. And even though I would say ABB is investing a substantial amount of money, we cannot be everywhere. So we need to collaborate. And I think collaborate is a key word in this. And I think we need to collaborate from research to customer project, and that is really important for us. And in this kind of ecosystem, startups plays an extremely important role. And then Cinelip is one key for that, for us to interact. And I would say more from the startup, we should learn from them as a big company, and they are fast and agile. At the same time, I will not say that ABB is slow and rigid, because I think we are staying atop and are really pushing the technology in the future.
I can see Jakob is smiling and smiling now because you really are what we are really talking about. Is that true? Jakob, welcome, by the way. Jakob Way from coming from, actually, you've been here with your startup since you're one of the first members of Cinelip.
One of the first 4.
One of the first 4 even. So you're the co-founder and CEO for Glitchy. Can you just briefly tell us about Glitchy and then why Cinelip is important to you and your company?
So we're a company coming originally from robotics research at the Royal Institute of Technology, very much focused on interaction technology, partly for virtual reality, training and interaction, and partly for robot interaction. So for us, as with any kind of business-to-business focusing startup, one of the absolutely most important first steps is to get an actual customer to pay actual money to verify that your product has any potential. And I think to kind of get to that point is a few sub-steps to get there. And I think you partly need to prove that your technology is working in a relevant environment. You partly need to package and price it in an attractive way to the customer.
Sustainable business model. And
Absolutely. And partly you need to get into the right room with the right people, and that's easier said than done for a big company like ABB. And I think for us, Cinelip has helped with all of these different areas. I mean, as one of the first members, it has been a bumpy road, but we have gotten a lot of help. And today, I think we're on our 3rd innovation project together with ABB now. So I think things are moving in a good direction.
That sounds good. I mean, we're celebrating 4 years today, one of the first 4 companies in. And Mikael, I mean, at this day, talking about the next leap, what do you see in the future then?
First of all, I would say that Cinelip has developed much more than I expected when we started this up, and a great tribute to the team. But I think to take the next step, we need to further develop in the same direction for sure. But really to take the next step, we need to bring in more customer. And we also need to bring in more large technology company, because I believe the larger we expand the network, the more opportunities exist for everyone in the network. So I think that's really the most important. Bring in more other companies than the startups.
So use your Mentimeters there at home now to tap in your name, country and company, because they want more members apparently. So Jakob, I mean, future innovative startups, what can Marie, Christer and Mikael help them with, you think? Are they doing enough? I mean, you can be honest, it's live, so we're not going to edit you.
The beauty of it, no one can stop me. No, but I think we have a lot of things to be proud of. I think we have a lot of different tools for startup companies to get to that first innovation step, with everything from Vinnova to fund projects to Cinelip and Ignite. I think is also great examples of getting to that first step. I think something we talk way too little about, which is a challenge we need to put more focus on, is what happens after the first innovation problem. I think a lot of us startups are talking about this death by POC, death by proof of concept, when you get stuck only doing proof of concept projects with a lot of big companies. I think we need to put more focus about how to start creating value after the proof of concept stage. We see, for example, from our US-based customers that there's a different mentality. They are very much focused in the proof of concept to do a data-driven analysis, whether it's good or not. And if it's not good, it's bye-bye. If it's good, then you directly start implementing it. In Sweden, we have been quite proud about our innovative culture, but I think there's a risk that we're measuring the wrong things. We're getting too focused on doing innovation projects and not what happens after. And I think that's something that I think goes for everything from the big companies to set KPIs for the innovation managers to not say, just be happy when an innovation project has finished. To the government, from Vinnova point of view, it's not just about having a nice project that needs to be wrapped up, but actually having a plan and a dedication from the big companies that are supposed to, for example, receive the solution. So I think that's a quite important challenge for us to actually build a country with a sustainable enterprise startup environment.
You mentioned KPIs, but Christer, then actually we could talk about ROI, return on investment. Do you expect one for the region from this?
Yes, we do. And I'd say, I think we have done an investment that I believe very much in. And because I see this as an investment in something that is bigger than just one part. It's part of a bigger system where we work with specialization within this bigger area with our surrounding counties, and we are all doing investments in the same areas, and here industry and future energy are very good potentials for us. So I say that we will get the return, and we can already see some of them. We see establishments, we see increasing interest for this area to establish. So yes, we will do that.
Very short, Marie. Has this been successful, Cinelip? You were part of this in the beginning as well.
Absolutely. I think it has been fantastic. And one of the success factors have really been that they have been collaboration, generosity, and cluster. Cinelip has collaborated very closely with other initiatives supporting startups like Ignite and the Tech Arena, and not trying to do everything themselves, adding where they really can add the most value. They have been extremely generous, have made an effort to support startup that they have brought into the family with customer insight, with technical validation, and they have shared the competence. And they have really made an effort to also adapt their processes and decision making in the large companies to better fit with the startups. And finally, they have really contributed to stimulate the growth of this industrial startup cluster that ABB needs for the future growth, but also that will secure that Västerås will continue to be an industrial cluster in the future.
That was a good speech, I think, to a birthday child, right? Celebrating 4 years. So let's have a little look now. We'll have a film. So thank you all guests for now. We will have a look at what happens when corporates get a match with innovative startups.
Universe is part of the Cinelip program here at ABB, and through that we met some people from the mining department at ABB, and they had a particular problem with a project that they were working on. This was the SIMS project, and they were trying to make a robot charge a mine wall with explosive. The particular problem that they had was to give that robot perception capability. Universe develops perception software that's typically deployed in systems like autonomous driving and robotics in the warehouse. And this is particularly exciting for a small company like Universe to be able to do this type of adaptation, because it opens up new markets and it allows for a small company to work with larger companies like ABB.
The robot needs to find the drill holes in place. It does that with the vision system. It identifies all the drilled holes within the scanning area and finally calculates how many of them that are possible to reach and charge. Next step is to start charging operation of the first hole by getting a detonator cassette from the detonator magazine. Then the primer together with the detonator is flipped around and attached to the end of the charging hose. The charging head is then moved to the position of the first hole, and the charging hose is pushed inside the bottom of the drilled hole.
The latest from the project is that the decision has been made to move forward to try and develop a prototype system. The proof of concept enabled us to prove the technology, to demonstrate that using this approach, the technical solution would enable the capability that was desired. And so now we're moving forward with the development of a prototype to deploy in a mine in future.
We have been working in ABB corporate research around energy management. One of our biggest challenges is how to improve the awareness and engagement from our co-workers to influence their behavior and to use electricity in a more sustainable way.
Now, we took the challenge head on and started working with it already in May in 2020. Now, when you want to know how renewable you are, you need to look at something we call the Renewable Index, which shows you in real time exactly how much renewable energy your building is consuming. And this is something that we boiled down into this very lamp. This lamp will switch colors from red to yellow to green depending on how much renewable energy is currently available in this building. With this and small nudging like that, encouraging employees to only consume energy when the light is green is going to save the research center more than 2 tons of metric carbon out of the atmosphere every single year. Now we want to expand on this and go further and to all ABB employees worldwide. And we've seen through our testing that if we do this, if we optimize towards renewable energy, we can save as much as 15% of all carbon emissions annually. Now that's more than any carbon capture technology currently on the market.
The solution from Rainbow can really help us to achieve that goal by visualizing the real-time energy consumption from the building, telling how much of them are renewable, providing renewable tips to people for charging their phones or electrical vehicle, and also creating analysis reports with calculations on renewable index and CO2 reduction potential to reinforce the behavior and also to further improve it.
Now we're going big, scaling this worldwide, and together with ABB, we're going to bring this new technology to light.
Strong technology into light. I mean, that's what it's all about, apparently. Now in the studio, really exciting guests. I have with me new and strong contributors to the Cinelip Platform. So let's hear it from the new partners.
We believe that Cinelip and its startup ecosystem can bring Westinghouse positive development to identify not only existing products improvements, but also new products and improving the processes such that we can enhance our value proposition in order to support our customers' future needs. As Westinghouse has been a leading provider of safe and innovative nuclear technology for more than 50 years, we also believe that Westinghouse partnership with Cinelip may interest new startups around the world to join the partnership with Cinelip and its already extensive ecosystem. Thank you.
Cinelip attracts innovative companies from all around the world. Therefore, Automation Region at Mälardalen University, together with Cinelip, can create joint platforms and forums to enable new knowledge and new technological solutions that can reach out to the world. So, of course, we want to be part of that. The innovation strategies today builds upon bringing together competences, well, different competences to create much larger values. And that is precisely what we are doing here. We link together innovations and we link together innovation systems regionally, nationally, and internationally. This will enable and stimulate more innovations, and it will also help in securing industry's long-term skill supply.
Mälarenergi, as a regional local energy company, we've been doing our homework. We've been shifting out oil and coal from our productions this year in 2020. Our next goal cannot be reached in-house. We have to do that together with our customers. The customers have to choose electrical transportations, solar cells, smart heating, and so on and so on. If we work in the traditional way, this will take too long. Together with startups within Cinelip, we think that we can accelerate this development in order to reach the goals for sustainable.
Wow, I want to hand out the Nobel Prize now, Peter, to everybody here. What amazing 3 companies. So what do you have to say about the new exciting partners here?
Thanks, Linda, and I just want to say welcome to all of you. We are excited to share this fantastic ecosystem with you, but we are even more excited to bring it up a notch, a few levels more, and increase the value creation together. So please accept these humble or small diplomas to also make you an official partner and members of the Cinelip ecosystem. We are so thankful to Westinghouse, Automation Region, and Mälarski because you would like to contribute here. Thanks.
Thank you.
Great, thank you for coming, and thank you, Peter, for introducing such exciting companies to us. Now we're actually going to watch a film again, and if you want to see how Cinelip and some of the members from all over the world have really interesting solutions. You can see Peter's leaving now, but he's actually coming back, promising you. Okay, here's a manual.
At Cinelip, we are scouting for startups and scale-ups from all over the world that are interesting for ABB, our customers and partners. This scouting is done in the industrial areas of automation, robotics and energy. No, not that kind of energy. That's better. We are looking for smart solutions, disruptive innovations, sustainable superheroes, and those ideas that I wish I would have come up with. We ensure the quality of the startups, not only by a deep technology review, but also looking into the team spirit. A great team can do magic. Today, we have built an ecosystem of top-notch startups, from the US, via India, all the way to Australia. Martin, incoming!
Oh, thank you, Camilla. An excellent startup coming in. We will now start working together to explore possible matches for ABB, our partners and our customers. Let's navigate these startups in ABB's organization, which is dynamic, could be reduced or enlarged. We will make sure the startups are promoted to the correct people in the organization, and we will coach them of the difference they will face in large corporates compared to the startup world. We guide them in ABB's thousands of products, as well as introduce them to our industrial partners and to our friends in the ecosystem. Always with the goal of creating value and to ensure collaboration is beneficial for all parties. When we see a good match, then it's time to start collaborate. Ketana, how does that work in practice?
Thanks, Martin. I will now explain. To make it easier for our startups to navigate in large corporates, here at Cinelip we have paved a straight and fast Formula 1 track. When the startups will start their race, they will benefit from an infrastructure with a wide range of services, such as access to unique ABB expertise, world-class lab, and a toolbox which contains global NDA and agreement to speed up collaborations. Everything is about speed. During the race, they will have the possibility to pit stop at different events. Dragon's Den, Innovation Challenge and Matchmaking with ABB partner and customer. Together with all of you, we keep the pole position. Here come some of the companies that we work with.
Hello, we are Robotics. We develop a robotic kitchen system based on ABB hardware. Combining regular raw ingredient system can cook and serve one custom meal every minute without any human labor. It is completely autonomous and can replace 5 human workers, outperforming them in speed and quality, delivering perfect contamination control. By scaling this technology worldwide, we will make robot-made food to be our everyday reality.
We are very proud of the fact that almost 5,000 facilities worldwide use Cerebra for mission-critical operations. And the best part is our customers use Cerebra for competitive advantage and to win the hearts and minds of their customers.
If you want to learn more about Cerebra, please do reach out to us on www.flutura.com. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anna Franglici. We develop interaction technology based on MIT awarded research. Our technology partly enables robots to grasp objects in real time. It also enables virtual reality-based training for industry tasks with customers such as Siemens, ABB, and Scania. Thank you.
Industrial IoT and large-scale machine data use cases on the edge and in the cloud pose challenges that are difficult to meet. Crate allows you to scale volume and variety of data while running complex real-time queries anywhere with SQL, all while reducing operating costs. Large industrial companies already trust on Crate. Thank you.
We believe that proper insight is necessary for meaningful action, so we specialize in positioning solutions for complex industrial environments that generate accurate real-time data on the location and movement of people and assets. We provide our customers with insight into their operations and help them manage for desired outcomes to become the best they can be.
Hello, I'm Lucas from Mavenoid. Mavenoid is an AI-powered virtual assistant that provides smarter and faster self-service for product users, allowing them to quickly find, solve, and troubleshoot their problems. If the issue needs escalation, Mavenoid provides a smooth handover to human support either via text or video chat, where the human support agent and the user can solve the problem right away. We are so happy to be working with ABB and are excited to take on new exciting projects. So please contact us at our website mavenoid.com. Thank you.
In order to meet the greatest challenges of our time, we need more data. Not just more, but better data. This is only possible through sensors that are more accurate, more robust, and closer to the source of information. We are in Splorion, and through our unique sensor technology platform, we can address these monitoring needs in gas sensing, electrification, hydrogen safety, and process control.
Hi. When you want to sell digital solutions in industry, you generally need to get data out of industrial devices and into your software application. Problem is, you have to read this manual in order to get data out of the device. That takes weeks and is very expensive. At Omnio, we make software that makes that happen in a few clicks, so you can get data into your application and move on with your life.
One cloud socket for everything. Okno's vision is that it should be as easy to install and run a smart and energy efficient building or workspace as it is to connect a mouse to your laptop. The innovation of Okno is a smart socket connected and managed by Okno operated, a cloud-based service platform. Any device connected is automatically recognized and optimized, offering services to both property owners and those who use them.
Hi, we're an ETH spin-off and we empower organizations with cutting-edge machine learning solutions. We also help our clients establish AI capabilities and turbocharge their digital roadmap. In less than 3 years, we achieved 5 million in revenues without any external financing. Today, we are a team of 33 engineers and business profiles, and we cannot wait to transform your company for the 21st century. Thank you.
Exciting, and we're continuing here live from Ottar in Västerås. And now we're going to actually see a very interesting part of this company. And as you heard, digitalization is a key factor, of course, to succeed. And one of the reasons actually why we're here, I should put it that way, is the upgraded Ability Center. So we will hear Lena Ölbom talk more about it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and most welcome to the ABB Ability Center in Västerås. So why Ability? As you may know, Ability is the name of ABB's digital portfolio. But Ability Center is not only about digital. It's about the ability to improve competitiveness, to find new competitiveness, to improve availability, safety, quality, flexibility, and to do it together. With your experts, with our experts, with the Cinelip Innovation Startup experts. Together we are here to be inspired, to generate ideas, to find solutions and a way forward. The Ability Center is all about finding solutions for your challenges, for your opportunities. And one way to do that is to look at what others have done. And this is what we do here at this station. And now Per Lundmark will show you some examples of what others have done. So, what is important to you? Your strategy, your challenges and opportunities are the starting point of what we are doing at Ability Center. Do you want to improve productivity? Do you want to speed up time to market? Do you want to introduce more flexibility in your production operations? These are the things that we discuss here and that we try to find solutions for. So we're now in the workshop area of the Ability Center. And here we're not very digital, it's all about post-its and teamwork. And what we do here is that based on the strategy discussions and challenges we've talked about earlier, we now generate and share ideas about solutions. Up till now, more than 40 workshops have taken place here. And all workshops look different, of course, as they are designed individually depending on company focus, strategy, interest, goal, etc. But they are all based on collaboration and inspiration. And they are always led by a facilitator who's an expert on workshop methods and making sure we get the best out of the discussions and the ideas. A warm welcome to the new upgraded Ability Center with new and more inspiration, more things to look at, more to talk about, and also access to Cinelip startup innovation experts. Hope you like this tour of the Ability Center, and I really hope to see you here soon. If you're interested, please call me or send me an email and we'll take it from there.
In the studio. But now actually it's time to welcome the Minister for Business, Industry and Innovation, Ibrahim Baylan, who's with us on a link from the governmental offices in Stockholm. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, Ibrahim. You know that we talk a lot about collaboration here, innovation, startups, and of course, what is the government's role in creating the conditions for these good corporations?
Thank you for having me at this very exciting moment, Linda. It's really, even though we are in the middle of a pandemic, it's still very exciting times. I mean, looking at the challenges we have ahead of us, chiefest among them, obviously, the climate change, the ongoing digitalization, getting a rather heavy boost during this pandemic, but also, and it's very important for me as minister, not to forget people and lifelong learning, because when you have and you need to make this kind of transformation, you need also to take into account that people will need help, bridges to the new jobs that are being formed because of the transformation you need to make in climate, so a more sustainable way of doing things, digitalization, but also other changes. And obviously, we love to cooperate in this country. We have formed the National Innovation Council under the leadership of the Prime Minister. We have partnership programs, and all of this we try to partner with academia, with industry, and also the public sector and our agencies.
And as you say, it's very important, but also, I mean, your ministry is responsible, of course, for the strategic innovation partnerships programs, samverkansprogrammen in Swedish, and also to collaborate on some of the most important issues, as you mentioned, on sustainable growth. I mean, it's really important. But can you tell us a little bit more about the programs that we're talking about and how this could be relevant for startups?
Thank you. Well, to be honest with you, I think it's looking at the challenge that we have within this challenge is that we are also having huge potential for the next natural step for humanity and for our planet. I mean, we have had a debate about climate change that has been rather, negative, and obviously there are huge challenges, dangers, but we have also huge opportunities here, and to partner with industry, with academia, and to show the road ahead. I think it's very important for us. So we have a partnership program with industry, how to make the transition from our old way to do, where we emit a lot of gases to the atmosphere, to a more sustainable way of doing things, and both creating new jobs, but also obviously become the world's first fossil-free welfare society, and industry is key here. Digitalization goes without saying, and especially during this the pandemic, we have seen the potential and the power that digitalization could play. Life sciences, I mean, Sweden is a very strong nation today, but even though we are the leading country in the European Union when it comes to innovation and innovation power, we need to push more, and we obviously also work together with our industry, our life science industry, our academia to push ahead. Lifelong learning, I mean, the transformation from our old way of doing things, digitalization will also create challenges, and I think you need also to show that we stand in this together, in this transformation together. So obviously we need also to work together with academia, with the industry, with the trade unions and the public entities to show that we will do this together and provide people with the means to take the new jobs or to develop within their company as they are today. And in all of this, I think it has been very important for me as minister that we not only work with the big companies, but also focus on the startups, on the SMEs, because for a lot of perspectives, I think a lot of these challenges a lot of the new innovations for solving these challenges will come from new startups, new innovations, new companies. So obviously we try to integrate them also in our work when we work together with academia, industry, and the public sector.
Thank you very much for being with us live, even though on a link, Ibrahim Baylan from Stockholm. And we're going to continue our actually celebration, which it is of 4 years for Cinelip. Thank you so much, Ibrahim Baylan. Well, back in the studio, we have 3 interesting guests. One is really well known to you now because we have Peter here, but we have 2 new guests as well that we will introduce. And Daniel, we heard you from Vinnova, and we just heard Ibrahim Baylan talking about a little bit of the Holy Trinity, I would say. What can public sector, academia, and of course the business do together? And I guess here is where Vinnova comes in. Can you explain a little bit how you can create more collaborations looking from your perspective?
Yeah, indeed. What we have to do is to open up for innovations that matters on a system level, focusing not only on actors and projects, but the system. And as Ibrahim mentioned, we need to develop new collaboration tools. And one interesting example for the past few years has been innovation hubs such as Cinelip. They have proven the value of combining the flexibility and speed of startups with the power of large corporations. That's why, Linda, I'm so glad today to hear that more large corporations are joining Cinelip.
Wow, thank you, Daniel. That's exactly what's happening. Peter is smiling the whole time here. So, Jon, you are a CEO for a startup, and you were really worried I would pronounce it right.
Yeah.
Okay, should we try?
Yes, please.
Econo Solutions.
That's good. Hey. Well done, Linda.
Well, you've done a really great entrepreneurial journey. I mean, you've taken up a company on New York Stock Exchange, and now you're aiming to do this again with the Cinelip Platform. Can you tell us about it?
Sure. So we do edge machine learning. We've been part of Cinelip, and Cinelip has been great for us. And when you don't have an existing relationship with a company like ABB from before, it's almost impossible to navigate that organization. You won't even get past the security guard downstairs. Cinelip makes those introductions, and contacts are hard currency when you're building a company. At the end of the day, it's up to us as entrepreneurs to really build a viable company. I often get the question from my local politicians down in Varberg, what can we do to help? And they, just like Cinelip, can help facilitate, they can pave the way and remove different hurdles to help facilitate this kind of success. So the system can kind of grease the turning wheels.
Now we want to hear also what you actually do.
So we're a software company. We do edge machine learning, meaning that we make connected things smart using AI.
Sounds like a great company, Peter. Yeah. I mean, you feel so strongly about the importance here of a vibrant ecosystem. We heard the key factor one could be digitalization, but what would you say is the key factor?
I mean, innovation is all about managing uncertainty, and it's definitely not just limited to technology. I mean, take for instance the geopolitical technology trade war. We see US and China, Huawei, TikTok, which is breaking up very efficient and well-working value chains. The only way forward is to find new constellation, new value chains in order to continue to do the best products and solutions. And being part of this vibrant ecosystem, you simply maximize your chance to come out on top during turmoil and changing conditions. So the future will never be static. We have COVID, we have trade wars, we have technology. So you need to organize yourself for working in ecosystem.
And you're not afraid?
I'm not afraid of uncertainty, because that is...
All that you mentioned have actually happened during these 4 years since you started, right? With COVID, and you talked about TikTok and also the Chinese, the potential, what people see also as threats. But all this in 5 years in a way. But you still look positively on the future.
Uncertainty is the new normal, and we need to embrace it and be able to face it. Ecosystem, you can do it.
Daniel, do you agree? I mean, how can we get more benefits? Is it the way Peter is saying, collaboration between startups and industry even further, and just be adaptive? I mean, that's what Peter is saying.
Yeah, indeed. You know, we have the directionality with Agenda 2030, and we have a vibrant but scattered innovation system. So how can we align that much better? We need to transform that into a well-functioning ecosystem where the parts function well together. And one practical example of that is where companies such as Econo engage in both Cinelip and AI Sweden, giving them direct value and long-term competence development. At the same time, pushing the innovativeness of the large companies.
Very important. But I think also, I mean, Jon, is this what you need for startups' perspective to grow faster? Is it combined, what, I mean, even Marie said earlier, and Ibrahim Baylan, is that what you need, or do you want to add anything to grow faster?
Right, there are a few things. I mean, first of all, back to what Ibrahim Baylan said about having the startups in focus for political decisions. I'd like to hear that more, I'd like to see that more, because Sweden is a country of large corporations, and politics is typically made around that. So that's one thing. The other thing is that after the Swedish music wonder and gaming wonder, I think that we have the Swedish B2B wonder. We have these perfect conditions with companies like ABB and Atlas Copco, Volvo, IKEA within driving distance. And I think that I would like to make a shout out to the large corporations. I really salute the initiative. Exactly.
The mentally as well. Yeah.
I really salute the Cinelip initiative, because at the end of the day, revenue and customer money is worth 5 times more any kind of grants or VC I can get, because it gives me a reference customer, I get real customer requirements, I get validation of my business model, I get easier to raise more funding, and I can pay the bills. So if anything, I'd like to do a shout out to these large corporations to do more, make decisions, become customers, actually take action beyond POCs, as Jacob said before.
So Peter, can you do more?
I think being a part of the ecosystem, you should pay attention to what is attractive to others. If you have a what's in it for me attitude, it's simply not working out. You will be disregarded. Willing to give away, then you can reach this amplification factor, like Jon is saying. Something that is valuable to others, they will give back to you. And I think Econo is just a great example where these mutual benefits come nicely together. And they were early on with this technology edge machine learning. Now motors, machines and vehicles, everyone needs to be smart and self-learning. And we have done the lesson together with Econo. We are activated the ecosystem. So persistence pay off, giving is receiving. This is a mutual pay it forward way forward.
Pay it forward is the way forward. Thank you very much. Nice meeting all three of you. Peter will be back. And now with us on a link, I think we have Jan-Olof Jacke, who is actually representing, of course, the Confederation of Swedish Enterprise. Hello, Jan-Olof.
Hi there.
Welcome to the celebration of 4 years for Cinelip. And we talked a lot about sustainability here, and Ibrahim Baylan, who was with her earlier, talked also about sustainable growth and the importance of innovative and startups. What is sustainability to the Confederation of Swedish Enterprise?
Yeah, well, first, just let me start to say how grateful I am to be invited to this. Cinelip is actually pretty close to my heart, as I've been in the very sort of distant. I've been involved since way before it was actually open. So it's great to see how it has developed. Well, when it comes to sustainability, I would say that adjusting and becoming more sustainable is not really a matter of choice. It's a matter of survival in international competition. And businesses that are far ahead in driving their sustainability agenda and in addressing climate issues will find it easier to compete on a global scale and will have created a competitive edge. And I think it's just so critical for Sweden, for European companies, to really think about this as a great competitive opportunity rather than a burden.
Well, as you said, and I mean, in order to, for Sweden, we talked about that with Ibrahim a bit, but I mean, Sweden, it's important with startups. How do you look upon Sweden as an innovative and startup nation? Are we number one in the world? This was out of the script.
No, that's fine. I'm not sure whether we are number one. I think we are good. It doesn't mean that we can be satisfied and become happy and relax. I think the competition is absolutely fierce. We need to improve our startup scene, our level of innovation every day. And it starts with the educational system. It starts with the collaboration between small companies, large companies, academia. And I think whether we are number one or number five doesn't really matter. We need to improve a lot.
Thank you, Jan-Olof Jacke. We need to improve a lot, and it doesn't matter if we're number one, but we're good at it. That's what we understood from you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And back here in the studio, Dennis, welcome back.
Thank you.
And of course, we're talking a lot about sustainability, so we need Lena Westerholm here. Welcome.
Thank you.
You're the Global Sustainability Manager at Robotics. So what role do you think startups actually can play for the ecosystem if we have sustainability in focus?
Well, I mean, the startups, they can do right from the beginning. We heard of the word competitiveness and circularity many times today. I mean, the startups, they can really build in sustainability and circularity in their business models already from the beginning. So they can inspire us and, you know, help us get away from our linear and the thinking and mindset. And by that also help us, you know, meet the coming market requirements in a much, much better way. So I would say that the startups, they are really, really important in the ecosystem for a more sustainable and competitive industry, as Jackie also mentioned.
And Dennis, I mean, ABB is apparently doing a lot, and you got a lot of credits now, not just because it's Cinelip's birthday, I think, but I mean, we know that startups can have an enormous impact on innovation and speed in developing the sustainable solutions of tomorrow. But what do we need in terms of collaboration then to scale up and take advantage of the full potential of these startups? I mean, just to become, as Lena says, a more sustainable society.
As I mentioned before, I think success is built collaboration. It's the smartest way to work within the company, but also with our customer and with our partners. And this is also the philosophy behind Cinelip. But here I'd like to add another partner also, and that's also the public sector. And we see that they are important for the future because we meet a lot of our startups that have great ideas and great willpower, but often their ideas is also untested. And here I'm proud that we from Cinelip can offer access to our testing sites, our competence, but also our network. But during this testing phase, they also need access to venture capital and to avoid the value of death that you say. And this is also why we need to have even better model for risk sharing between the public sector and the private sector. Because we all want that the best ideas is the one that finds the way out to the market and it goes fast.
And it goes fast. Actually, I would like to get fast back to Ibrahim Baylan. Are you with us still?
I'm still with you.
Oh, thank you. We, as you heard Dennis here talking about also how we can accelerate, but also focus, of course, on sustainability that you mentioned earlier. I mean, do you think the ministry have a focus on promoting companies that do contribute to growth and sustainability?
Yes, indeed we are. I mean, we think this has been in focus for the government for a long time, both because we have a broad majority in our parliament setting the target to become climate neutral within 25 years, and at the same time we have set the target to become the first fossil-free welfare society in the world. So obviously we need new solutions, we need economical growth, we need to make this growth sustainable, and that's why we are, and I think even though we are in the middle of a pandemic at this moment, I think we need to push ahead, because obviously the climate change will not take a vacation during the pandemic, and we, as just like Jan-Olof Jacke said earlier, this is a very important part of our competitiveness in the coming years. So from my point of view, yes, indeed we have the focus, and we will also increase our investments. And for this to be powerful, I think we need this kind of partnership that we are seeing within the Cinelip, but also the partnership programs that we have. Because even though we are competitive at this moment, I totally agree that we cannot be complacent, because we need to keep working and show that it is possible to make this change that we need. We all know that we need to make, and do it in a way that also enhances our competitiveness. And so from my point of view, yes, indeed, we have this focus, and we continue to have this focus.
Thank you, Ibrahim. I want to talk a little bit later about gröna omställningen as well, so bear with us. But Jan-Olof Jacke, as you heard, Ibrahim was mentioning you, and I know you're still with us here on the link. I mean, in order to answer the question also, we talked about export here. How can we speed up and create future, export success in sustainability from a Swedish perspective and Swedish companies?
Well, I think first of all, it's important we have great ambitions and set ourselves to high standards. But the biggest contribution we can make to world climate is really to export more of our products and services to countries abroad. And I have no doubt that when climate efficient products and services are exported from the Nordic countries, global climate benefits are created. And at the same time, it is contributing to both growth and prosperity here. So there is no sort of contradiction between the two. But there are a couple of things we really, really need to make it happen. We need a level playing field. If we are allowed to compete under the same conditions as other countries, I'm sure we will be creating both climate improvement and prosperity. But we also need significant investment in carbon-free electricity and the network to get the electricity to the right point at the right time and with the right effect. So there are certain conditions that are critical, and I just mentioned the two: level playing field and carbon-free electricity.
I think Ibrahim agrees here with you. So should we talk about gröna omställningen now, Ibrahim Baylan?
Please do. Mm-hmm. Well, as Jan-Olof was mentioning, I think we have the great conditions, but great conditions does not automatically yield results. So we need to continue to work, and I think we are now, the government just at this moment working on a new budget for the coming years, and then we will have a huge focus on the transition to a more sustainable way of doing things. A lot of the ideas, a lot of the programs that we are either have already introduced or will be introducing, we have been discussing with the private sector, with academia for a long time. So from my point of view, I think we need to continue to push, even though we are in the middle of another crisis. We need to continue to push for a greener economy, and both creating the level playing field, and I think in this case we need also to work with our European partners, because as you all know, we are part of the European Union, but also in a competitive world. At the same time, we have a lot of challenges in the infrastructure and the framework, I would say, but also when it comes to the investment level at this moment that we need to address. And we will continue to do this. And I'm more and more. I mean, 5-6 years ago, I had the pleasure to be Minister for Energy. And at that moment, it was during the time when we had the negotiations and about the Paris Accord, and from that point to what we are now seeing in forms of technologies of willingness from the Swedish industry, I would say that we are in a very good situation. But still, we need to make this happen, and we will continue to do that.
Thank you. We will see you in a few, I would say, minutes, Ibrahim Baylan, because we're going to celebrate here in the end of this show. But I say, Jan-Olof Jacke, thank you so much for joining us today. And now back here in the studio, in brief, Dennis, we're lacking time. Would you like to sum up a bit here what we just been talking about?
Yeah, I think there's a lot have been said today, but I would like to also push a little bit for the system demonstrators. I think that's a great tool to develop. Time is important when it comes to sustainability, and time to market is really essential. We need the government to drive this green change, and I think also Vinnova is the right facilitator for that one. But also we as industry need to also be in the driving seat. We know that the challenge ahead of us, they are global, and no single actor can actually solve them together. So we need to do it in a collaborative way. So I think we need platforms and arenas to do this. And one of these is the system demonstrators, where we actually can, under right condition, develop the next generation sustainable technology and take it to the market fast. And I think this was a great idea to have this conversation. I'm really looking forward to see what comes next.
Yeah, me too. And I'm really delighted to have you here. But Lena, we're going to say thank you so much and continue with your amazing work.
Thanks a lot.
And now it's actually time for maybe some of you who've been watching now on the screen and been looking forward the most to this. So I welcome Peter back in the studio. And also Lena, that we saw earlier in the film from Ability Center. Welcome on stage, Lena.
Lena.
So, Peter, 4 years has passed really quickly, I guess.
It has. So Dennis, I think, isn't it time to celebrate?
I think we have a lot to celebrate, actually. I think just to be in this facility that we are today, as we have Cinelip actually getting access now to Ottar. Ottar is the historical building for ABB. So I think, Lena, do we have something else to celebrate?
Yeah, of course. We're really proud and happy to inaugurate an upgraded Ability Center, and we welcome everyone to come here.
And of course, we would like to celebrate a very important milestone, the 100 celebrations we have done so far successfully with the startups. But I think most important of all is to now take the next leap of collaboration together with you. And remember, if you are still on Menti, if you would like to be part here and also contribute, reach out so we can take really the next leap together. So, Minister Ibrahim Baylan, maybe you can help us to guide us with a few words before we make this celebration official.
Well, thank you very much, and I'm very delighted to share this moment of celebration with you. As you know, and we have discussed it a bit, we as a nation, we have a leading position in many international rankings when it comes to innovations. And I think just a few days ago, the Global Innovation Index put us at number 2. But as I was saying earlier, that's not a reason for complacency. I mean, we need to continue to push and maintain our good position as a small economy. I think that's essential. And during the past 4 years, Cinelip has been instrumental in a lot of this work, and I think it's a fantastic example that brings us together. Many of the aspects that makes Sweden an innovative country and Swedish companies successful on international markets. So I think this collaboration, this arena that brings together people, knowledge, academia, and also, and this is equally important, companies of different sizes, big companies, but also obviously the SMEs and the startups. So, dear friends, I congratulate Cinelip, and I wish you all the best going forward here, because even though we have done a lot of good work to this date, we need to continue to push ahead to solve a lot of the challenges and show people, even though we are in a difficult situation at the moment, the future is bright, dear friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Ibrahim Baylan, so much. And please be with us now, because Dennis is going to do the countdown so we can celebrate the 4-year-old birthday child, Cinelip.
And first, I would like to thank Baylan for those words. I think it's really good to hear them. And today, we are celebrating this, so I would like to count down from 3, starting 3, 2, 1. Are you ready?
Yes,
okay, let's go.
Yes. More than ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go. And thank you, everybody. And now it's actually time to get some more insights from the industry. And I hope all of you have signed up for the breakout session that starts a little bit late. But we had a great time. Happy birthday, Cinelip.
Thank you.
Thank you.